Hello everybody and welcome to this video where we are going to talk about tickets. Tickets are a feature of the Tezos blockchain that was introduced last year as part of one of the upgrades. And in this video, we are going to talk about them. So we are going to understand first what they are and then what they do, why we need them. We're going to check some use cases and we're going to dissect a ticket to see how it works internally. So the first question that we are going to answer is, what are tickets? Tickets are a type of data. So it means that within a smart contract, there are different types of data, for example, integer or an operation, an address, a string. So ticket is another type of data that is created by smart contracts. That data represents a value. And what's interesting about that value is that it is transferable between smart contracts, implicit accounts, and rollups. So that data can be transferred amongst smart contracts, like other types of data, but it can also be transferred from a smart contract to an implicit account, between implicit accounts, and also from an implicit account to a smart contract. Also, we should ask ourselves, why do we need tickets? Why that feature was introduced in an upgrade and why it's so important to have them on Tezos. Tickets extend and improve the ownership model of assets on Tezos. So what it means that at the moment we have some standards on Tezos to represent ownership of assets, for example, AFA 1.2 or AFA 2. These standards are very good, but they're not perfect, so we're trying to improve them. And one of the proposals is to use tickets to do that. So we're going to see some use cases and you're going to understand why they are better at representing ownership within the Tezos blockchain. The first use case is non-fungible tokens, so NFTs, and tickets are very good for NFTs for three reasons. The first one is that they can hold the metadata of the token within their value. Tickets can also hold an amount, so a value that's a natural number that represents the amount of tickets. That's very interesting for NFTs because it can represent the amount of NFTs that a user holds. And it's also very interesting to have tickets as non-fungible tokens because they are truly transferable. What it means is that at the moment, when you want to transfer an NFT from one account to the other, the operation happens internally within the smart contract. It's just a change within a big map inside the smart contract. But if you use tickets for the same kind of operation, that ticket is going to be sent to the implicit account. So your wallet is going to hold that NFT. We can also use tickets for fungible tokens. So the tokens that you may use on a DeFi platform. And there are different benefits of using tickets for fungible tokens. The first one is that wallets are going to hold the tokens. So the ticket is going to live within the implicit account, so within the wallet, and instead of living within the smart contract. Tickets also allow peer-to-peer transfers of tokens. So it means that if I have a ticket that represents an amount of fungible tokens, I will be able to send an amount of fungible token from that ticket and from my account to another account directly. At the moment, the exchange of fungible tokens happen within a smart contract. So it's a change of balances within the smart contract. But with tickets, you would be able to send those tokens directly to another account from your account. Another use case that can be interesting to use tickets as fungible tokens is for UTXO's implementation. So it's possible to split a ticket. So you would be able to spend part of that ticket and keep the other part and implement some kind of UTXO feature like it exists, for example, on Bitcoin. The third interesting use case for tickets is to communicate with smart rollups. So it's interesting to use tickets to communicate with smart rollups because they model data in a great way that smart rollups can read and can use. So you can have tickets and send them to the message inbox of the rollup, and the rollup is going to be able to pick up different data from the ticket, maybe its value or its amount or even the address of the ticketer. So now let's have a look at how tickets work. So here is the anatomy of a ticket. There will be three parts in a ticket. The first part is the address of the ticketer. so the address of the smart contract that created the ticket. The second part is a value. So you can have any kind of value in a ticket as long as the value is of a comparable type. So it means that you can have a string, you can have an integer, you can have a pair, but you cannot have something like a big map or an operation. As long as the value is of a comparable type, you can use it within a ticket. And the third part of a ticket is an amount. The amount in a ticket is always a non-zero positive value. So it means it's always 1 or greater than 1. Another feature of tickets that makes it very interesting is that they are exchangeable between contracts and implicit accounts. So the other types of data that we have on Tezos at the moment and that are manipulated by smart contracts are only exchangeable between smart contracts. So for example, integers or strings, that kind of data, you can send them between smart contracts, but you cannot send them to an implicit account. What's interesting about tickets is that it's a type of value that you can exchange between smart contracts, but also between implicit accounts. So there are very strong rules about creating and using tickets within the Tezos blockchain. The first one is that tickets cannot be duplicated. So it means that every ticket is unique and the protocol is in charge of tracking every ticket and making sure that they are unique. The second one is that the value within the ticket cannot be altered. It means that whatever you write in the ticket during its creation is going to be there and is going to be immutable and won't be possible to change it. If you put a string in a ticket when you create it, that string is going to be immutable for as long as the ticket exists. And the third one is that tickets are only created by smart contracts. So although it's possible to exchange them between implicit accounts and smart contracts, only smart contracts can create and manipulate tickets. So now we are going to see some examples of how to use tickets in Ligo. So how you can create and manipulate tickets within your smart contracts that you write in Common Ligo. The first example is going to be about creating a ticket. As you remember, there are 3 properties of a ticket: the address of the ticketer, a value, and an amount. So when you use in Ligo Tezos.createTicket, you're going to provide 2 parameters: the value that you want to put in the ticket and the amount. And of course, the address of the ticketer is going to be the current address of the contract. And then you're going to get the ticket back. The second operation that you can do with tickets in your smart contract is reading it. So Ligo provides a function called Tezos.readTicket, and is going to return a pair where on the left side you have another pair with the address of the ticketer, the value, and the amount. And on the right side, you have the ticket that you can continue using. The third operation is split ticket. When you have a ticket, it's possible to split it into 2 tickets, and the amount is going to be split according to the parameters that you pass to the function. So there is a function called Tezos.splitTicket in Ligo, where you provide as a first parameter the ticket, and the second parameter is a pair where you put the new amounts for each ticket. Ligo is going to make sure that the amount that you provide as a parameter, when added together, is equal to the current amount in the ticket. And if it's not, it's going to fail. So for example, here we want 2 tickets with an amount of 6 and an amount of 4. So it means that the ticket that we pass as a parameter must have an amount of 10. So the fourth operation is join tickets. It's possible when you have 2 tickets to join them together and get a single ticket back. There are 2 things that must be true when you join tickets. The first one is that they must have the same ticketer address. So they must have been created by the same contract, and they must have the same value. So if you have a string, for example, Tezos in each ticket, then it's going to work. But if the string is different in each ticket, then you won't be able to join them. There's a function in Ligo called Tezos.joinTickets, and you provide a pair with the 2 tickets in it, and it's going to return the new ticket. Of course, the 2 amounts are also going to be added. So if you have 10 in the first ticket and 5 in the second ticket, then the new ticket that you're going to get is going to have a value of 15. And the last operation that I wanted to show you is how to send a ticket to an implicit account. So to send a ticket to a contract is pretty straightforward. You just create a reference to the entry point of the contract, and you must make sure, of course, that the entry point of the contract is able to receive a value of type ticket. But to send it to an implicit account, you will also create a reference to the implicit account with the Tezos.getContract with error function, where you pass the address of the implicit account that you are targeting. And then you create just a regular transaction in Ligo by passing as a parameter the ticket that you want to send, an amount of Tez if required, and then the reference to the implicit account. And that's it. Thank you very much for watching this introduction to tickets on Tezos. So now you have a better understanding of what tickets are, how they work. You can see that they are a very interesting value on Tezos. There are no other blockchain out there using that kind of value. They are very interesting because they model data in a very specific way, and they allow smart contracts and implicit accounts to exchange that data. And they open the door to a lot of amazing features that we're still working on, and we are going to see them very soon in the future. Thank you again for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next one.